Do not cross the Rubicon.
The Holdovers.
I want to quickly talk about The Holdovers, which is a movie I've been so looking forward to for such a long time. It's from director Alexander Payne, who is he's made so many movies that I enjoy, from Election to Sideways to The Descendants. Like, the guy is a master of balancing both drama and comedy. And so when The Holdovers was first sort of announced and it was coming out and it was premiering a few months ago, I was super excited. And it was going to reunite him and Paul Giamatti, his lead actor from their first feature film that they did together, Sideways, which is just such a brilliant just piece of work. And so this coming into it already had high expectations, and I'm just glad to say it absolutely delivered. This is a holiday film in all senses of the word, but it's really about Paul Giamatti's character. He's playing a teacher at a boarding school in New England, and he's super disliked by all of the students, all of the faculty. Like, nobody really likes him because he's a hard ass. He is super strict. He's very tough on all the students. Everybody notoriously goes through his class and gets terrible grades because his stuff is super challenging, and he does not let up, and he does not give passes. But he's also now been chosen to be the one faculty member that has to stay back during the holiday season to watch the kids who don't have a place to go home, because this is a boarding school. And so not every kid has the ability to go back home for the holidays. And so he's been chosen for this particular season to stay back and to watch the kids that are going to be there. And in the midst of that, he develops this really growing relationship with one particular student, and then also one of the cafeteria ladies, played by Divine Joy Randolph, who's also staying back during this particular season. It's really this triumvirate of people who just don't have a home, at least for the time being, and they just kind of develop this really emotional relationship, and you get to unpack and really understand who they are, because when they're first presented in the movie, they present themselves as one way. You might have a perception about who they are. And again, with, Paul Giamatti in this movie, he's presenting himself as a hard ass, as a super strict person, as somebody that's unlikable and almost grumpy to an extent. And then you learn about why that is the case and why he's become the way that he's become. And you just peel back the layers and you peel back all of the depth, to his character, and also the other characters too. Dominic Sessa, who plays Angus Tully in this movie, the young student that's left behind during Christmas break, he's also a standout. And Divine Joy Randolph, she was also in The Idol. If you've checked out that series, unfortunately for you, she was probably the best part about The Idol, but she's also in this movie as well, and she does a fantastic job. And I think that this is just like such an emotionally resonant movie. It brought me on the verge of emotional tears by the end of it, just because of like what you see the characters go through and just the sacrifices that are made by the end of it, because it takes place again during the holidays. And this is, I think a season for a lot of people, as you grow older, as you become an adult, it becomes kind of a sore spot sometimes. Like, the holidays aren't always as perfect as they seem to be when you're younger. I think a lot of that magic kind of strips itself away when you get older, and you realize like, oh, it's just kind of another day. It's another season. And you kind of see that manifest in the relationship between these three. And again, Paul Giamatti, I would not be surprised if he gets nominated for Best Actor, just because of that tragic underlayer that he's able to maintain throughout this movie, but also that element of comedy, because he is so funny still in this movie. Man, I don't know if anybody's better than him at that, because he's just like so good, and Alexander Payne brings out really the best in him. And so I can't recommend this enough. Again, I think that this is one to keep on your radar, when it does like hit PVOD, if you don't get a chance to see it in theaters. And hopefully come soon award season, it might get some other attention as well. So we'll have to see about that. I want to